Okay, well, welcome back, guys. So, I'm going to carry on from where we left off on this. So, we're working on adding the texture in XYZ detail on top of this. So, let me use a different female face for this. Let's see. Let's try this 04. So, I'll double click on this. Let me see what that gives me. Yeah, this feels much better. So, I'm no longer using the, at least for this alpha 04. I'm using a different age. I mean like a female age 20, the second pack for it. So for the center part of the forehead. And this seems to be working quite nicely. And after I'm done with this, I'll just kind of switch this up to the other map. But basically the idea remains the same. I'm kind of using an age group an age group alpha that does not have too much wrinkle on the face, just to have more of a neutral skin tone detail around it. So that's like general idea. But you don't want to be using a skin alpha of someone that is 40 or 50 for a 3D model that should be around the age of 30 or 20. That would just be awkward. You're going to be having so many wrinkle details on top of your model, which does not go correctly with the younger male 3D model you're working on. Also, another thing that's very important is the flow. You want to make sure the flow is actually correct also. The flow has to be accurate enough, just like the realistic human face. The flow is very important. So I'm going back to the original alpha we're using before. So now I can use the alpha 03. So I want to just be sure. Let me go to the alpha. Oh yeah, I need to do something. I need to change this to from radial fade to 10, mid value to 45. I'm just gonna I'll draw this again, but the correct direction, the correct skin pore directional flow to it. Just have the reference image on the side, just to make sure I'm following the directionality of the flow, of the skin pore flow on it. Very important. Okay, let's go back in here. The next map will be alpha 03. So let's use the alpha 03 for this. The process is basically the same, just repetition. Using various numbers of the alpha, working with symmetry mode, especially when you're not in the center of the model. Working with symmetry mode kind of speed things up. And kind of following the same directional flow with the alpha map. And that's why we have the reference image on the side. Just know the direction of the flow of the skin pore detail around there. So it feels more realistic when someone kind of zooms into your model, kind of takes out the directional flow of the skin pore, so it feels more realistic. Even though it's not 100% there, at least if you have something that is close enough to 80%, that will look completely believable when you kind of render this out. So you can see the direction of the flow of the forehead. So I think I'm going to be repeating this. I'm just going to be repeating this same map on the side, but with symmetry turned on. So doing this on the side, the symmetry turned on, making sure I'm kind of following the directional flow of this, very important. You can see the direction of this now. Direction has to match. I think this is like, now I'm feeling this is like too far apart. Maybe I will undo that and then do this closer, because it feels too far apart now. So I'll just turn on symmetry and I'll do this on top of this. just to have that go close to the scalp of where the hairs should kind of grow out from. Yeah, this is fine. So now I think I can use the Alpha O2 now. The Alpha O2 now didn't really give me a clear guide of how the direction of the flow should be, but I'll just try my best to kind of capture the directional flow of the skin pores around that region using the Alpha 2. So that's it. So let me just bring that in. Go to Alpha modify. Sorry, radial fade should be around 10. The mid value 45. And try my best to kind of capture the flow of this. So it's okay if you kind of do this multiple times until you kind of get it to look correct, kind of capture the flow properly. The idea is not just to just do it on to just drag whatever direction you want to drag on. No. The idea is to do this keeping in mind the flow, keeping in mind the directional flow of the skin pores on the face. You cannot go and look for a very high resolution map, the skin pore detailing there, and then kind of use that kind of do a proper flow, the proper directional flow of the skin pores around your model using these alphas. So, don't know, maybe this will be fine. I guess. Now let's go to the side and then we use the same. I think I'll just use the same alpha for the side. What will the direction of it? I might just use the same. Maybe I should redo this. I'm feeling like I should redo this. I don't know. I'm just gonna get the flow of this. The flow is very important. So maybe I might just do this. We'll see. Let's see. Okay, let me redo that. Kind of capture the flow properly. The flow is very, very, very important. It's very important. You have to make sure you capture the flow. So maybe I'll just keep redoing this once I capture this, get this to look good. I think this is probably, let me just zoom in here to see if the flow is actually right. If not, I might just have to redo that. Let me just redo that again. Okay. Yeah, I think this is right now. I can just keep repeating this as we go. Yeah, I'll just use the same alpha around there. Maybe probably that is fine. We'll see. So let's use the alpha one now for this. The process remains the same. Even if I decide to just go off the tutorial and then just work on this, I'm sure you guys already get the idea of the entirety of what I'm actually trying to do in here. So let me just get a closer view on this and try to use the alpha map properly. Okay. So let me just redo this and kind of capture the flow. This feels really noisy though. This alpha feels really noisy. I might just have to take down the intensity a bit, just so that kind of so the intensity matches the other alphas that are kind of dragged out on top of the surface of this 3D model. So something like this particular intensity should be fine. So I'm just going to capture the flow of this. I'm going to capture the flow of this. Okay. Let me kind of redo this and drag this out. I want to kind of capture that flow. The flow is really important, so it doesn't feel off. Though when you kind of texture this and you're zoom back out, you're zooming out of the model, like you're having a close shot on the model's body. This skin pore detail is not going to be too obvious, but it's always good to kind of do this as accurately enough as you possibly can, just so that when the camera view comes closer to the 3D model, it feels much it gives the 3D model that realistic feel. That realistic and high definition feel of having proper skin pores that kind of follow the same directional flow of a real human face. So I think I'm using the Alpha 9 for this now. The Alpha 9 should be just fine. Okay. So I'm going to be using this Alpha 9 a few times around the model. Select how neutral the Alpha 9 details are. So it's really neutral. Let me increase intensity to 25. So I'm going to be using this Alpha 9 multiple times especially around the jaw of the 3D model. Okay. So I'm just use this around here also. So the same thing also, radial fade 10, mid value 45. So maybe I should use the alpha 11, or maybe the which alpha should we use now? I'm just going to figure out which particular alpha to use now. Maybe we can still repeat the same alpha 9. Let's try something different. Let's try a different alpha. Let's use the alpha 11 now. I'm using the alpha 11 now for this. So it should be around this region here. I just see, yeah, around this region. So I'll drag out something like this. Try to follow the flow. Probably maybe I'll just use the same thing. Or maybe I should use something different. Let's see. Let's see which particular alpha would work best for that. Hmm, let's see. Maybe we should use the alpha 13 for this. Let's use the alpha 13 now. So using the alpha 13, alpha modify radial fade 10, mid value 45. Now let's drag this out. Uh, Drag this out like so also. That should be fine. Let me see. I think I might just maybe I might even repeat the same. Use this same. Let's see which alpha we can use for this. Okay, the alpha. Let's try the alpha 11 for this. So let's drag something out like so. Yeah, this seems fine. Let's see. Maybe we should try. Maybe we should use. Let's try the alpha 16. Let's try the alpha 16. Mid value 45. Now drag this out, but keeping in mind that directionality to it. So I still want to keep that directional flow to it. Very important. So this one I'm doing is on top of the previous base layer skin alpha that we use the tileable map is because while doing this on top of this, I still want to see how everything adds up and see how everything blends back in. So let me max out the lips. I don't want the alpha to be affecting the lips. Because we're going to be doing something different for the lips. So I don't want the alpha to be affecting the lips. No, the direction is not good enough. Direction is not good enough. Let me redraw that with a better directionality to it. I'll just tilt this down like so. Yeah, should be more angled like that. That's fine. Should be more angled like that. I'll work just fine. I think we can still use the same alpha for the nose part because I like the way the direction of the alpha is. I'll just use this for the nose. But I think our business is slightly different intensity for it. This intensity just way too much. I need a lower intensity for this. So I'll just take down the intensity and then repeat this again. Okay. Yeah, this should be fine. Just do this on the side, that's fine. Do this also on the side. Something like this should work just fine. So let me max out the eye. Because I don't want the alpha I'm going to be drawing for the eye now to be bleeding out, to be bleeding down, to be bleeding out too much. Shouldn't bleed out too much. So I'm not going to max out the region where I want the alpha to kind of stop. It's kind of stop. So around here like so. Then after I'm done, I'll blow this out a few times. Just blow that out a few times and then I'll just invert the selection. The eye is a bit tricky though. The eye alpha is a bit tricky. It's a bit tricky to kind of use them, so you want to be really careful how you use them and where you start. And it's also important where you start drawing them out from. It's quite important too because that's a part. It has more direction to it, so it needs to kind of wrap around the eye properly, just the way it is from the reference. So, but I'm going to be using the alpha 24 for this because the other alpha on the left hand side is a bit awkward. There's a particular bump on the edge of the eyelid, so I don't want that bump to be on my model. So that's why I'm using this particular alpha 24. That does not have any does not have any bends deformation on the edge. So let's start drawing this out on the model. This particular one is kind of tricky. That's why you always want to check the reference out on the side, on the right hand side. Kind of see that directional flow to it and kind of do that properly. So this one was a bit tricky. So I'm just kind of looking for a good direction for this. So you can see the edge of this. So I need to kind of align the edge to the edge also of my 3D model eye. So this was a bit tricky to kind of get. See, it's kind of fading out at the blend, cutting out at the edge. I don't want that. I'm just guessing now. Maybe I should just do it from the opposite side instead. Since the alpha is on the opposite side, like on the right hand side, let me kind of do this on the right hand side. I think I should get it right when I do this from the left hand side, or rather from the right hand side. Let me kind of do this properly. Let's see. That feels fine, but except for one issue. I think I need more intensity to this. That looks good though, but I need to have more intensity to this. I need to make this more intense. The intensity for this now is not, I don't think it's good enough for me to use. I just need to do that with a better intensity. So I'm taking up the intensity now and then I'll just do this, kind of do this properly. So I'll just be careful because this is really tricky. I'll just kind of make sure I kind of get this to look right. I'm gonna get this in proper direction again. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Yeah, correct. That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. I can actually work with this. So that looks fine. I can actually work with this. So that actually looks good. So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. Everything came out great. So now I can just kind of blend this Maybe I should try something for the neck parts. I don't know. Maybe I should leave the neck part the way it is, or I should try something for the neck parts. I'm not really sure. So let me see if we can try something for the neck part. This particular part is not completely necessary though. Though what is actually necessary is adding more imperfection, like this pimple imperfection for the lower part of the neck. Because for a guy's neck, if he's a older guy, hair should be growing there a lot, so you should kind of feel like more like a chicken skin around that part because of the bumps where hairs grow out from underneath the neck. So you can kind of add more imperfection there by adding more skin pimples around there. For if you have an alpha that kind of has that kind of pimple detail around there, that's cool. You can kind of fire that up and kind of use that if you want to. Either ways, I think this is still kind of good enough to work with. So I think that's fine for now. All I have to do is to kind of blend in the bump map, the XYZ map with the base map on just below that.